than the other readers. So I'm going to read to you guys for about 10 minutes from my new novel. It's like brand new, but I need to tell y'all a few things. Let's see, here are my notes. It takes place in 3 places. Denver, Italy, and Cambodia, which is really all that matters here. You'll know it when we get to the jungle scene. And it's a story about a woman, and then one day her husband just vanishes. They're on a street, and he's there, and then he's not. So I'm going to read from the opening. She's being interrogated by the detective. And I'm reading this because, y'all, George Jones just died yesterday. And George Jones does make an appearance in these pages. And my father loved George Jones. I grew up listening to the great country music people, so felt fitting. And the last thing is, it's Jennifer Denro's birthday. So this is for Jennifer Denro. Can y'all hear me? Okay. I don't even have a name for this novel yet. Chapter 1, Interrogation. Centrally appointed to territory, as they are, such are the difficulties of marriage. Childhood textbook maps the color-blocked and outlined states, and relating this image to the issue at hand. The way lines come to be drawn, and through what confessions and admissions. When everything that happens is a rupture, what ruptures that? The detective will, in this story, always posit questions as a wonder. He will note her use of both words, confession and admission. It strikes him, he says, as unnecessary. In that interrogation room, she sat slumped. Old red lipstick smudged past the lower left corner of her exhausted mouth. She held her hands in her lap and looked at them. She didn't know why she used both words, confession and admission. Somewhat similar as they were, she could see his point. But then she said, confession is to join, to incongregate, in something akin to speaking, whereas admission is a letting in or to let go, and at the precise moment to send, like a woman depositing a love letter into the post during war. And then she said, I don't know why I said that. It was a dumb thing to say, the kind of thing a suspect would say, and she nervously laughed. Madam, he said, husbands do not just disappear. Don't they? She replied. Chapter 2. Meanwhile, somewhere else, or disorientation. How you are in one story, then suddenly another. Chapter 2, somewhere else. It's Christmas, and Lars gets out the recorder. Santa has visited during the night and deposited goodies on the beach. Young Liesel and Gretel tear the holiday paper, all while wearing frilly bikinis. Santa has brought an elaborate bucket and shovel system for building sandcastles, and Lars records the construction. Next frame, ocean. Lars stands on the balcony, filming as his wife prepares a holiday lunch in the kitchenette behind him. As he pans the shoreline, his wife out of view, tells of all that she is making for the feast. Lars focuses the recorder on a figure standing at the edge of the surf. The figure is far enough away so that one can't tell if it is a man or a woman. One can't tell anything, only that it is a figure. Still, it has distinct and moving parts. Next frame. Standing at the shoreline, the figure faces the ocean, then, in the spirit of slapstick comedy, turns to face inland. The figure once again turns to face the ocean, and again turns to face inland. This cycle repeats. Finally, the figure resolves and just faces the ocean. Then the figure brings hands together in a prayerful gesture. The figure drops to its knees. Then a wave, the biggest wave you can imagine, enters the frame. After its initial impact, the water seethes in rapid retraction. The figure is gone. The swift water, the gray eraser water. The figure was there, then the figure wasn't.